Hey, what's going on, everyone? Ashes here, bringing you another VOD review. Today, we're going to be reviewing a VOD sent to me by Bonez279 on the map Training Grounds. So without further ado, let's start watching this replay. All right, you can see the teams. Again, preface, I always say this. Anything that's said, any comms that you hear, I don't approve of any slurs or foul language. Cussing, I obviously don't care about, but, you know, it's not me. Don't get mad at me. All right, Training Grounds. Looks like his team's running...
They're all playing the second half side. I'm sure on B already.
I said they're all playing the second half side. I didn't hear a number called. And there's definitely two here, so that's not all playing the second half side. Unless they mean like E-Hill. Pathogen killed 2 on B. So I had talked to the guy who sent me this. He had sent me a win and a loss. And I asked him which one he wanted me to do, and it was this loss. So right there... I don't know. This is a weird initial. So he wins B. He didn't really need to challenge this. He could have rolled back. He definitely had like support fire. So like that's one of those situations where you can kind of roll back and L trigger shots. They probably would have given his team the 3 cap because you know they have to push forward to the hill. You have Pathogen OEing after killing 2. The number call was really bad. No matter what the guy meant by saying they're all playing second half. If he meant E, like second half neutral hill, then he was wrong because there was 2 at B. And if he meant like second half home hill, then he was wrong. There was 3 at E. So this should be the round though, because they just wiped 3. Oh no, they're gonna be on B. I like the comms. Try to turn them up a tiny bit. Weird finding the right volume for this. All right, so they've got a really good lead. Look for them to set up here. They called 3. That's good. Number call. Good crosses. He got stuck a little bit. That's more of a mechanical misplay than anything. Yeah, he just got stuck. As soon as they saw 3 posturing, though, they knew they didn't have the numbers. They should have like been backing up already. He didn't get the break. He did pull 2 of them back, though. So even if he didn't get the break, it's still a good play. Because, like I said, it drew 2 of them back. That let Issa win a 1v1 on the home hill, which is good. I did hit record. They went off 1 now. Like, they went off like half of 1. So they really don't need to be dying. 3 people just died. So, like, they're kind of throwing this round away. What? Right next to you. All right, well, that was bad awareness. I'm going to chalk that one up too, because there was a dude roadie running right next to him. Instead of shotgunning him, he switched to his stun grenade. Yeah, so they throw this round away. I'm assuming they lose this round, right? I guess I didn't need to go that far back. So right here, like, this is a risky play, but it's I almost like the risk. If anything, I'd like to see him be going to B right here. Like right there, he got that kill. Now go to B. And then now the 4 people who are OEing have to run back and get you. That gives your people coming off spawn time to get to the hill. But he got the kill, and then Rody ran alongside somebody, didn't pay attention, and switched to a stun grenade and died. So that round falls apart when they put themselves too far out and too far, like too aggressive, basically. When they had such a strong lead, they literally, it was like 200 and something points to 90. So there's no reason to be out there that far. You don't need those hills. You can literally just win off your home hill, and pushing the home hill on this map is pretty difficult.
No, Chris, I'm on B. Chris, I'm on B. I'm on B.
Yeah,
so you gotta
but
in that situation.
like,
in that situation, I can't do anything. I can't.
I mean, he did to us what he just did to you, Chris. You were just
he literally
him
flew
and
at
you pushed
me,
your
bro.
shit in. Well, there you go. That's exactly what he did.
Sorry.
We'll worry about it. We'll worry about it, boys. We're good, boys. Let's go.
All right, they're talking about it, which is good. Nobody didn't, or at least I didn't really hear anybody sounding like they were raging. So that's all a good sign.
We have 2 kids in there.
He's on me, bro.
So it looks like they cut through middle map. Again, I'm not hearing numbers off these initials.
Chris behind you.
Numbers off initials are so important, so people are just getting picked off.
Even if that guy just fly through.
Bro, you're joking.
I can, I'm off.
I'm also kind of confused because their base strat is like committing to 2 normal base strats. So what you'll see pro teams do is they'll either stack 4 people at the B hill. So basically 1 capture home, 1 goes through mid, 1 goes into this tower right here that we're seeing this fight take place, and 2 kind of go that back alley. One of them which hops down into the hill, and the other one lancers the other team's back alley. That's like the B hill strat for an initial that you'll see pro teams run. And then the other one is running just like what the old meta used to be, where you send like 4 people to this E hill side and 1 person to B, and the B hill kind of becomes a 1v1. That was what the meta on this map used to be. This team is running somewhere in between, where they have 2 people on this E hill side, 1 capping home, 1 the guy we're watching, Bonez, pushing up, and then 1 kid going mid and 2 people going towards like B. So I feel like their base strat puts them at a disadvantage against any good team who knows like the current meta base strats.
Yo, someone help me shoot this kid, bro. Please.
We're good, man. We're good. We're getting done.
One guy's starting to rage a little bit. That was a good kill.
Take your time.
But they have someone on B or no?
Drop on second side.
Nope.
Kid just ran through, baby.
Yeah, they're like
Mob thinking you.
that setup like wasn't even a good setup. Like they weren't even in really good positions. Like he rolls off here to hit this, but like I don't even know where his whole team is. I'm gonna go back a little bit further. He comes off spawn. They're capping the hill.
Made these kids waste a whole bunch of respawns. Let's make sure that happens. Let's make sure we make sure of that, bro. We had these kids already waste a lot of respawns. Let's get these kids off.
So there's 2 kids there. Switches to a lancer. Good time to lancer. Sensitivity looks a little bit high because he's swinging shots around. That's a common thing that we're seeing.
Who has grenades?
How many on B?
All right, so they have 3 here and 1 person went to B.
3 kids here. We should be getting B right now. Want to get stunned?
I don't know who went to B. They're also playing very far up. Like 2 of them are in the same spot, so I think both of them probably got stunned by that, or at least forced off. And the kid who went to B, he could almost be in their tower because these guys are still playing aggressive. Or maybe the person who's coming off spawn. Yeah, okay, there he was. Can we go back a fraction of a second? Look at this. I'm gonna try to pause it so we can see this guy. That guy, this guy right here. He went to go help the guy on B, but these guys need to be communicating that they're still playing aggressive on the home hill. So he should actually be coming up into this tower and shooting them off. Because if he's in this tower lancering down on them, these kids who are sitting on baby stairs that we see Bonez then kind of reposition to go shoot at, they're no longer able to sit there because they're getting shot in the tower. So they can't push forward. They're getting shot in the face and in the side. That's pretty much an impossible push. The kid on B died, which is unfortunate, but it still lets you secure your home and probably win this fight. So really the only kid left would be the kid from B, and at least you're still in the round. So really just people coming off spawn, not going to the right spots, not good communication. And again, this initial needs to be addressed because it's somewhere between the current 2 meta initials that you'll see on this map, and it's not really effective. The way they're spreading their numbers out, they're going to get outnumbered somewhere on the map. I think what this team's goal is trying to do is they're trying to take this overlook area so that they can shoot down on B. But because Bonez is so cautious and they don't really know the numbers, again, that's another issue, numbers off callouts and off the initial. He's like looking around and hesitant. Okay, these guys the other team put a boom down and underpass. All right, so there is like a base strategy that teams run for this. Let's see if they actually do it.
We fight for a drop immediately.
Interesting stun placement too. I think if yeah, I guess that's fine. I almost would have liked to see them give a stun to one of their people off like their front spawn or something, because those 2 stuns are like so far out of the way for this fight, and you know the fight's gonna be here.
I got snubbed.
Yeah. So the other team just kind of baited them to go in, and they crossed them out.
They're picking up drop.
The other team got dropped, and I think there's only 2 people alive. This guy should die. Pele, yep.
I can't do anything about this besides try to res you. And oh no.
And another drop kill. All right, so at least he's out of drops.
Without a drop. After all that, we have a point lead. Just good. All right.
So basically, they got kind of lucky off that initial. They're gonna have so, you know, to fight to break a hill. Let's see how they make a retake.
I got
There's
two.
3 on that side of the hill.
These kids are so fucking steady, bro. I'm about to.
Literally, we're
There's
literally
one
about
here.
to
There's
play
one
these
here,
kids on
Bones.
There's one
You
close
see
flash.
this kid.
I feel flash.
Kill this
I feel
one.
flash on the right too.
All right, so there's 2 back there.
I killed one.
I traded.
I have a kid
That's
behind
good
me.
that his teammate flanked him. Like that was a good pinch.
One shot.
Where'd the other kid go? Oh, he went like all the way back to the hill.
He's up there.
Just
Play that
kill
home.
him.
There's
Two
even
there,
there,
Bones back.
So he should be calling for his teammates to OE, which it looks like they already are, so that's good. And then he's backing up, which is also really good.
Backing up. I broke the hill.
The drone is one shot.
I need help.
He's hopping up.
He jammed his reload. He should have been able to help them.
I need help. Hurt.
This kid's bricked on me, bro.
There you go.
I'm
hurt. Oh, I'm
I
fighting.
have one kid on me.
My bad, bro.
You said you did help, so I couldn't
Bones
help.
cross.
I'm gonna go down. I'm actually gonna go down.
I did 84 on him.
He needs to take his time with his shots there.
Yo. Car back up. Car back up.
This OE they're struggling with.
Baby.
Again, still not hearing numbers. I have no idea how many are on their home.
Bro, I'm literally fighting the world. Come on. That's like 3 kids on the hill. We should have B.
This kid just choked this 1v.
Chris is about to get played by 3 kids. Chris is about to get played by 3. There we go.
Matt killed
They're-
him.
Pathogen could have killed that guy.
Yeah, get the.
Yeah, we have to get to this kid.
Drop shot's going to be in the other team's control too.
He's really gonna start picking that up.
Don't even, bro. Don't even worry about
That was a good stun.
Kill drop. I kill drop.
That was a good stun and a good push. It wasn't coordinated at all, I don't think. I think it was just kind of lucky timing, but it works.
Move. They only have one
Kill
up.
the kid.
They only have one up. They only have one up. We
There you
need
go. I
to be
killed
in.
him. I have drop. I'm going to B.
I don't know. Where's this kid on B?
I don't know. I already killed him.
Drop should have gone to their home.
Like I said.
I don't know why drop went to B.
You could rotate the drop.
Drop actually needed to go to their home. That could cost them this round.
What the hell? Like, I have drop.
One more.
Luckily, this dude is just tweaking on their home hill. My God.
Matt just killed 3.
Yeah. Okay. So this guy Issa just won them this round. Drop didn't Drop went and sat in a hill and capped a neutral hill rather than like actually going to where he needed to go to position that drop. So that gave the other team plenty of time to retake their hill. It was just they lost 3 1v1s in a row.
Lulik. He
I'm
shouldn't
on my
have to do
last
this, though,
life,
like,
bro. You feel me? Like, come here.
big on that shit. Upgrade.
Yeah, and if he died, he couldn't spawn. He just pointed out he was on his last life. He has 1 respawn right now, and that's after the +1 you get at the end of the round. So he was literally on 0 respawn. So if he died on their home hill, then it's a 4v5. So the swarm team like actually just desperately choked that,
Exactly. Every round.
like really badly choked that.
Things. It changes. That's why there's so many different weapons on the map. You know.
All right, so they have a shock grenade. The other team has stuns. Again, that shock grenade's so far out of like where the fight is though.
Shit here, right?
I'm gonna hold my flash. Somebody else answer this kid with me, please.
I got you. Literally, bro.
Who's hurt? I got a flash.
Go in. You gotta go in.
I got a flash. I got a flash. I feel a flash.
Go in.
So Swarm is doing something different this round, and they're still getting control. They sent 2 into the room. They had 1 in B, 1 in tower, and they're not capping their home hill. Oh no. If he dies.
That's crazy, bro. You're not down. There's 3 kids in mid. 1 kid on
Okay, he got him. Whew. That was almost really bad.
One on their tower. I died.
Yeah, the lancering right there. He should have just gone straight to his home. He wasn't going to do anything. Yeah, the swarm team is getting like they're being too aggressive
I need Mark so I can work.
and getting away with it. They're taking that middle control. They're also capping B. I think this team. I'm gonna go back really quick. I think the team that we're watching, the COG team. I'm just gonna refer to them as COG.
Crazy, bro. You're not down. There's 3 kids.
Oh, that was the wrong respawn. Let's see. I want to watch the beginning of this round again real quick, and then I'll come back to where I was.
Just focus up.
Because I want to see where they go off spawn.
Niggas don't do shit here, right?
I'm gonna hold my flash. Somebody else answer this.
So like this guy's going over to the home hill. Does he actually start capping it?
Who's hurt? I got a flash.
Go in. You gotta go in.
I got a flash. I got a flash. I feel a flash.
Okay, he came back with the shock grenade.
Oh my god. They have dropped inside.
My kid is down. My kid is
My
down.
god, no.
I don't know how that guy didn't get killed.
No, I'm down. Oh my god.
That's bad. Okay, so So Vomix, I think, went for the shock grenade. That's it. The problem is they put their weapon placements for that, and it's so far out of the fight that it's not even being used in the fight. Like he died somewhere else, and I don't even know where he died or how he used it.
They don't even hold flash.
Meanwhile, the other team has 5 people over here. They have 2 pushing inside, 1 in their tower, 1 capping B, and 1 cut from mid into like God spot basically.
There's one in God spot.
So they're literally just getting out initialed. All right, made him waste a drop. That's good. That was a bad drop. Drop by that guy. It's done. Missed the second shot.
Where did my
And then Issa got
died? It's a 5v4.
shit on behind him. Oh yeah, and he can't spawn. That was bad. He needed to play his life a little bit there. If he's on his last respawn, like communicate that to your teammates and be like somebody who's crossing rather than someone who's running in.
Oh, car.
It's crazy.
Did he hear that guy?
Check your back.
Yo, you have their home.
Oof.
I heard. That kid's going to be. That kid's literally about to go to be.
Coming back. Coming back.
I hear them complaining about how the other team's just flying around, but when you're this disorganized as you're like, you know, like any team's going to just fly around against you.
Make sure this kid doesn't get to be.
This game favors the aggressors, unfortunately, because of how the movement is. So if you put yourself in a bad position and the other team can find a way to be aggressive on that, then you more often than not will lose, especially if they have numbers.
Behind you, GG, you have another one. You have another one coming up to you. You have two.
Trying, man. Trying.
I feel it. I feel it.
We can't win this fight if we don't have any gears left to
They all of a sudden have more respawns than us. That's crazy. Alright, second side though.
All right.
We still have to play the drop though.
Huh.
No way, like
Yeah, a lot of this is coming down to their initial strats. They're not going to the right spots. Their weapon placements weren't good.
I guess
So they're like at a deficit from the first like 10 seconds of the game.
Playing to get this kid dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, this kid literally right here. This kid
flash.
gets ripped.
flash too.
You should get in.
They're
Swarm
all
on his head.
That was a down. What?
Kid literally got dropped and got out. Kid literally got out.
One here, one here. Silence.
Nice kill. I would like to hear somebody calling what they're playing for. Like, let's play for the kids on B or whatever the case may be. Kid wasted both drops, it looks like, which is good.
Look at this kid. Look at this kid. Look at his back.
Dad, I'm with you. I'm back.
Wait a home.
He shot every single bullet except for the last 2 behind him.
Kid's literally gonna be on the
They're
home.
off free throw, Matt.
He didn't lancer at all. If he would have lancered, he probably would have gotten that down.
It's perfect. Yep.
They're all brick.
He's about to play me, bro. He did it.
Oh, please switch to your lancer at some point.
Bro, it gave me the mark that I stunned him, bro.
Playing E.
I haven't seen a good pistol yet. They're about the 3 cap, so. Oh.
Kids at E. We have a 2 cap, right? We still have a 2 cap.
Yeah. Okay, so they need to be calling for play for homes. Actually, the kid on their home, like whoever on COG is on the other team's home, needs to be rotating to E right now. Give up their home because these 2 guys are going to buy time for the people to come off spawn.
We secure this round. We secure this round.
Yeah, he just died on their home.
Bro, you're gonna
Go, go, go. I got you. I got you. Walk it over.
But if he had played for E Hill,
Yeah, you have people behind you.
there's a chance he's not dead, and we still have 2 hills.
Bones, what do you see? It's fine. It's fine. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. You kill this kid.
One shot. One
You
shot.
kill the kid if he pushes up.
Here we go. Here we go. I said that. Abby, someone go up
We're
top.
fine, Bones. We're fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You play that one, you Bones. You play that one, you Bones.
Melee.
Good shit, baby. Good shit.
Kid's dead, Bones.
All right, so they won 2 1Vs. He needed a melee right there. That was risky.
They're gonna go for it.
I'm literally-
After he hit the first good shot.
I'm gonna go
Two. Both for it.
These kids got it. These kids
All right, so this is a really good crosses. The guy up top needs to still be lancering, and they have somebody pushing in.
You're gonna try to backpack the drop.
Who is it? Here's a kid to kill right here. Here's a kid.
Perfect. Well played. And it looks like the other team's not spawning. So that was a decent round. They still got outstratted off the initial. They're not calling numbers, so it's really like the things that we're seeing them struggle with are really like the same repetitive mistakes of you know, not calling numbers off the initial, being outstratted, The weapon placements are still really not
Trust us. Alright?
in their favor. Luckily, the other team hasn't really done anything to make it in their favor either. But like even something right now, like if you gave yourself a bolt talk
Just to make sure that this
or an extra stun, there we go.
I'm gonna make sure.
And have like if it was a bolt talk, right, and have him being like as soon as he rounds the corner, he's lined up with an active bolt talk looking at mid, and so those kids who are upping into that drop shot like cubby are getting bolt talked.
It's my bad.
Would be super useful.
I didn't even know we gave another person a stone.
We give it to
All right,
Chris.
so now
I'm in here. Watch my back.
What I tell you, baby? What I tell you?
There's two. They're gonna fly mid.
now they're playing more aggressive. That was a good late stun. Zerges got downed. I don't know why he left the cover,
I have a flank.
and now that leaves that guy open. Yeah, if Zerges got downed. And Zerges not only got down, but Pathogen picked up the drop like as he was getting cleaned up. So like that's like when you're actually alone, and he still made the decision to pick up the drop shot.
Drop's dead.
Luckily that guy was an idiot. Yeah, I was gonna say they're on your hill. You don't have time to pick that up.
We win this. We win this. Look at this idiot.
All right, they're getting some kills.
I'm playing their home. We're literally playing their home, Carlos.
There's one in
All right, so the call is to play for their home. That's what I heard.
God spot first. Go wide.
Full red, full red, full red, full red.
There you go.
I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down. Boom.
Who has lap again?
He's right here. He's secret manning on the right.
We have two.
They need to just flood this.
Two up top, bro. Two.
So they have 2 people at E right now, even though the call was to play for their home.
Going down, Chris. Going down, Chris.
There's another one up top. You can flank. He's brick on me. 69 on this fucking weirdo.
2. You have Bones. You have 2.
There's one more there.
There's 3. Matt has one.
Team is not on the same page.
Oh, I gotta back up.
If you're not on the same page in this game, a lot of things will fall apart really quickly.
Fuck it, I'll spawn right. Get these kills. Good kill.
I really appreciate it.
Matt still has one on
That's
me,
3
right?
dead.
Matt, I'm coming to you. Matt, I'm coming to you. I'm coming to Matt. I'm going to Matt
Yes,
right
I
now.
have
Flying, bro.
I'm-
Fuck it. I got a flash.
I'm coming to you right now.
We need to
Literally
cap our
coming to you
home.
right
Nobody cap their home.
I'm going down.
Nobody capped their home hill.
Run away.
Everyone just ran. It feels like I'm watching a pub.
Oh, shit.
Bro, no, we
Huh?
can't. Die.
That was like lag. Spawns have to be really bad. Yeah, that one dude only has 1 respawn.
What? He's not flash.
They need to stop spawning up.
Trash, bro.
Did us? Now that sounds wild. We're playing that boom. We're playing that boom on E fight.
A boom
Bro, all
on
we
an
have
E
to do
fight.
is match them. They have 3 playing mid and 2
Yo.
3 playing like low mid and 2 mid.
Mhm.
Just crossing for free. Like
Alright,
nobody
bet.
shoot
I don't know if I know.
Come with me.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I'm literally gonna. Matt, I gotta hop over and.
I don't know if I agree with a boom on E. I mean, I guess if you're really losing this fight, and maybe they're not familiar with it,
I hear you. I hear you.
but the problem is now you've got Insins versus Shock. That's gonna be tough.
Matt, pit stuns on uplink. Pit stuns on up. Or actually pit.
What?
Smoke's on. My bad. Smoke's on up. On. Yeah, smoke's there.
Smoke grenades.
Smokes. Okay.
Literally gonna throw a stun for you, Chris. Literally gonna throw a stun for you. Alright? Don't worry about picking up shots. We'll come back to the shots right now. We literally have to get Chris.
They're building for Insins, so I get that.
We also need to worry about this kid.
There's 2 hopping.
They have actually 4 mid. That kid who stopped and Lancered at the bottom of the stairs needs to go into the fucking tower. It's actually getting annoying at this point.
I'm literally having a kid behind
All right, so they have drop and they have first blood. They got another kill.
me. Drop. Look at this kid. Look at this kid. Look at this kid. Look at this kid. Look at this Scion. This Scion died. Should be dead.
They got him. Nice.
That's E. We should have heal.
That whole time that the kid was lancering in their tower, this drop player should have dropped that kid. Actually would have been a free kill. And they all split off their own directions.
Kids playing our
3 people just died because everyone just split off their own directions.
Sitting on E, bro.
And I'm pretty sure Drop Shot is one of the people who died.
Okay.
Right there on the corner, Matt.
Look at that. One of them pushed their side.
Beds.
Hold on.
I'm coming out of spawn right now.
Fucking tight, bro. Let's go. I said it.
This kid is calling the other team speds. But like, watch how this go down. That guy gets a kill. So it's a 4 people alive for Cog, maybe 3 for Swarm. Yeah, 3 for Swarm. And we have 2 people in Cog in here. Drop Shot's going this way, so he's going to E. This kid's going to their home, and this kid is going to their stairs. He's dead. The kid going to E just died with Drop, so now Drop's out of play. And the other kid who was flanking their home died. So in a 4v3,
They have a drop. They have
they went literally 4 different directions because their 4th person was capping their home. So nobody was together. The only person actually like playing for the neutral hill was the drop shot, who got killed by somebody, I'm guessing secret manning or whatever you want to call it, hiding. I'm watching a pub team. That's what it feels like.
Get in the hill. Get in the hill. Cross that kid or something. There's too many kids there for us to not have that hill. Come on, Chris. Come on, Chris.
Yeah, one up. He's probably secret man.
I got it.
Honestly.
I know he is.
He's on E right now. I'm flashing him.
I see him. He's gonna watch.
Okay.
Throw a flash.
So 3 went to E. This guy's playing middle, so he's like playing the flank.
It's fine.
He really should be at E with them. He doesn't notice a kid to his right, so he's gonna die.
Don't let these kids don't let
He's actually lucky that they wasted an instant on him, because that kid to his right, he had no idea was there.
back out if you can. I have you in mid. I have you in mid. You know?
Now they're gonna OE for free
I'm dead, boys. I go down.
because the kid on Holmes, I
I got it.
don't know.
I gotta get out home.
Yeah. So now they have double Holmes. He's gonna probably die because he's going a little bit early.
Trying to find their home.
We're gonna have to at some point.
No, we gotta make a play. I literally gotta keep burning respawn. We're burning respawn right now. We have to keep burning.
That was a good kill.
Behind.
So he's got a 2v1. Good. I'm glad he noticed he needed to reload. So he can wait for his teammate, which it looks like he's doing.
Yo, there's a drone right here.
Look at mid.
Right here.
Perfect. That kid's dead. You can even leave him down. You can leave him down,
Reaction.
which I think they did.
79.
Chris, you need help? Yes or no?
99. I hit 99 on the.
Bone, you need help? Yes or no? Who needs help? Who needs help right now?
Chris might be in a fight.
Chris has 2.
He's in a fight.
Chris has 2.
I got a
I'm
lot.
coming to you right
I got
now.
a lot.
I'm setting up for you right now.
I respect how much that, like they're calling the other team speds, but I respect that all of their pushes are coordinated. Like there's a lot of people at every single push. It's never just like one, except for something like this where this kid is just pushing up solo, and at that point, like, oh, he's not even solo.
Breaking their home.
Matt, you have one more. He's road shot.
Okay, so he hopped over rather than going his back alley. Wonder why.
Take your time, Chris. Take your time.
Based on the amount of time left in this video, I'm assuming they win this round and lose the next one, but I could be wrong. Yeah, they've got, okay, so it's a 4v, oh shit, it's a 3v4, and their spawns, everybody's spawns are so bad.
Go to our home.
Chris, you about to get flanked?
He needs to stay here. Wow, that guy was going to,
Car's trying to cap the
I'm
hill.
out of lives.
Good shit,
nice.
Car. Good go, Car. Good shit. Car's the only one up. We literally, Car's the only one up, bro.
Is this the only person alive on this team?
Good shit, Car. Take your time, baby.
Just go to E.
Reload soon.
Get out of there if you need to. Reload. All you gotta do is win this
That's the
fight,
most
baby.
annoying thing ever, bro.
I know it is. All you gotta do is win this fight.
I mean, it's over. They went off points. Those kids could have literally just played passive. Yikes. Okay. So let's talk about like the overarching issues that went wrong there for this map.
Like even though we like fixed it, like that's the crazy part about that, Chris, is like we fixed that and we still lost the drop shot because you died to drop out. Like that's not alright. Like
Just secret
the
mini
situation.
weapon.
Smoke on their over.
Okay. So let's talk about the thing, like the overarching issues, right, that we saw that map. So first thing is the strats, like the initial base strats, those need to be readjusted. So when there's no weapon on the map on training grounds, decide what you're playing for. Are you playing like to fight for the back of you, like where the E hill is, or are you playing to fight the B fight? Decide what you're doing and actually have a good strat around that, because they were doing like a 50-50 of each. They had 2 going towards you, 1 in middle, 2 going towards B. And so somewhere on the map, they were outnumbered or had even numbers. So like it's really just not ideal. And that's why they kept losing that. They also weren't calling numbers off the initial. So they didn't even know like when they had an advantage or a disadvantage, because like the people over at E don't know how many over at B, which the people in mid and B should be able to call that like right away, like off the rip. So that number wasn't conveyed to them. So they were like watching their backs and worried about people. They couldn't cross effectively. That was all like pretty bad. The weapon placements, I didn't agree with the stuns into the double shocks just because the other team put it. They did that like after the fight became the middle fight, I believe. Like the drop shot went down kind of early, and because of that, like those weapons were not available really for that fight. If they were, they came super late and they weren't doing a good job holding them off. And then again, we saw continue like the numbers. They did a good job of adjusting their initial for the drop shot, but it was kind of late, and they kept building up onto that double stun. They turned into a shock grenade rather than giving themselves another stun or a bolt hawk. They eventually did that, but it was already like after they lost 2 rounds. When they started being more aggressive in those initials and getting control, they still weren't really on the same page. Like somebody would get downed for some reason not being in cover, and then the guy would pick up drop after his teammate got downed, which when that guy gets down, like that's the green flag for the other team to push. So just a lot of like I guess like lack of awareness or uncoordinated plays by the team. And then going into the mid rounds, every time that you guys started to have some kind of semblance of control, everybody would split off and do their own things. And the really apparent, round that was in like the greatest example from this whole VOD was when Bonez died and it was a 4v3. They had Cog had drop shot. They had 2 people in drop, somebody over near B somewhere, and somebody, I'm guessing near their home crossing. They're in their tower area. The kid on their tower capped the home hill. The kid on B went to the other team's home hill, from back alley. The person on one of the people on drop, like in that cubby, went to the bottom of the home hill stairs, second half home hill stairs, and then the drop shot went to E, and 3 of them died. They just all went separate directions, and all 3 of them died to the 3 people on the other team while the home hill guy was sitting there capping home. And I don't know if the home hill guy was even shooting across, saying, oh my God, there's one like on there playing their stairs, or there's one like I got your cross. Like you can shoot from second half home to second half home. Like that whole area is pretty open. So unless they're sitting behind certain walls, you pretty much can see them, mark them, get some shots into them, be annoying. And I don't know if he was doing that because I couldn't see that from the death screen. So that happened so many rounds where everybody just ran off their own directions. It was so chaotic and it wasn't coordinated. At most, you would have 2 or 3 people together, and then somebody didn't know where to go. Like there was a round where 3 of them pushed towards E. They called out that there was probably somebody secret manning, that he was in the hill, and then Bonez was in middle map, and the home hill player was like going back alley. But there was no coordination between the 2 of them that they were like pushing for an OE. Bonez was just kind of out in no man's land and got like killed. So like just a lot of like people don't know where to go, I guess, mid round or where to fill. There wasn't a clear direction of like the play that was being called. The time that there was that OE play that was called after they got their home hill back. 2 of them still went to E and 3 of them went to the home hill, and both sides died. So like, it was just constant miscommunication or lack of communication. Constant splitting up. It literally felt like watching a pub team or like a team that just wasn't in comms at all. Everyone was just doing their own thing, making their own plays, and didn't give a fuck what anyone else is doing. So it was like probably like for players who aren't like bad, like mechanically, it was one of the sloppier VODs that I've actually watched in a while. So hopefully you guys can kind of come together, maybe watch this VOD together, or at least watch this video together, and go over that map, go over your initials, go over making sure that you're calling out like the numbers off the initials and communicating that, keeping that going. Try to find somebody on the team who can be that in-game leader voice and really control the troops in those mid-round things. Like, we're playing for homes, you need to fall back, like manipulate the people on your team to be in the positions they need to be in, because you guys weren't getting in the right positions on your own. So yeah, I mean, it seems like a lot, but it's a lot of the basics. So once you get those basics ironed out, you'll find a lot more success, especially against teams that you were considering spetty or really aggressive. That team honestly was just being really aggressive, but in numbers, and that's worked. That's how Estral got so far in San Diego, is because they just held hands and they pushed. So the way you counter that is you got to be together as well. You got to be getting each other's revives. You got to have numbers. You got to be communicating their numbers, or you got to out rotate them completely. So and have really quick reaction times if you're doing so. So hopefully this video helped. If you guys aren't on this team and you just enjoyed it and watched and learned, make sure to hit that like button and throw this video out there into the YouTube algorithm. I really appreciate you for sending in this VOD, Bonez. Hopefully this helps your team find some more success. Thank you so much. Make sure you guys all subscribe to the channel for more content, and I will see you all in the next episode.